I mentioned that the tilt code 3300 indicates an empty hopper. At this time, I'd like to address a hopper fill procedure. The door would be opened, and you would notice that the customer is waiting to be paid and that the machine has tilted because the hopper is empty. You would go through a hopper fill procedure. Closing the door would allow the game to continue paying the customer his credits that he's won. At any time this happens, the winner paid meter will stop incrementing and the credit meter will stop decrementing, and no matter what happens to the game during this time that the door is open and that you're doing a hopper repair or a hopper fill, at the time the door is closed, the machine processor knows exactly how many coins has been paid out and will resume paying the exact amount out. There is no danger or fear of losing any of those amounts for the player. The hopper contains a given quantity of coins. That quantity can be determined by the casino management. A typical hopper would hold 1,000 small coins, mostly quarters, or 400 large coins, silver dollars for instance. Those figures are typical for use in casinos, but they indicate in no way or mandate in any way what you as the owner of a device can choose. The thing to remember is that you always want to have enough coins in the hopper to pay off what the machine indicates. In this case, this is a small coin game, a 10-cent game, and we are telling players that the machine will pay up to 1,000 coins out of it, so that you would want 1,000 coins minimum and recommended 1,200 in the hopper. A condition can occur where the hopper will run empty. For instance, you get a couple of lucky players back-to-back who are able to build their credits up to 600 or 700 coins and decide to cash out. The second player will only get about 400 or 500 coins out, and the hopper could be empty. At that point, the tilt light would go on. Everything is suspended because we're in a tilt mode. You would come up and see that the hopper is empty, call for a hopper fill, dump the coins in. They're pre-counted. There's nothing to worry about there. Close the door, and the machine will continue the resumption of the pay. In the event that a jackpot is hit or an award amount higher than what the maximum hopper pay is set for, in this case, we could hit the secondary award, 3 red 7s, that pays a top of 5,000 coins. Or even with only 1 or 2 coins played, we would exceed, that award would exceed the amount the hopper can pay out. Normally speaking, and game programs vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, and again at a customer's discretion, but normally speaking, the maximum amount of credits that can be accumulated on a game cannot exceed what the maximum hopper pay is. What this means is that if I have 15 or 20 credits on the game and I hit 1,199 as a pay, the machine will not accumulate them on the credit meter, nor will it attempt to pay any portion of them out of the hopper. This is a hand pay situation, and the hand pay situation is very similar in appearance to a jackpot, in that the machine is disabled from play and it goes into a jackpot mode. This may look like a tilt mode, but remember, on a jackpot, both stages of the candle flash. On a tilt, only the top stage flashes. As a supervisory person or a floor or key person, responsibility is to be called to the game under these conditions, verify what has been hit and the pay. Check to make sure that it's a legitimate lockup. The maximum award amount exceeds what the maximum hopper pay is. The procedure then would be to go into a hand pay situation where a slip is filled out, usually a couple of levels of signature required, and the customer is given the slip of paper to take to the cashier's cage and collect the amount that he has won. Remember now, the machine is in the condition where it is locked up, and it's called a jackpot condition. At that time, a jackpot reset key would be inserted into the side of the game and turned to the right and released, and the game would be restored to play. All of the credits that were accumulated or were owed to the player from that award would be counted onto the credits collected meter. If it were a jackpot, it would go onto a separate jackpot meter. If the customer had credits accumulated, had 100 or 200 credits accumulated at the time the machine locked up because he'd hit a higher award, the hand pay would only be for that immediate award that was won. only for that amount. The amount of credits on the game have to be collected by pushing the cash out button. After the game is restored by turning the jackpot reset key, you would ask the customer before he leaves the game to continue the payout process by going through the cash out button. This jackpot reset key also serves two more separate and important functions that you should be aware of. By inserting it into the game while it's in a normal game state mode and turning it once to the right and releasing it, you can see that we've moved into a meter display here. Figures are appearing in the winner paid window and credits window. These are audit meters, and these show the number of coins in, and by depressing the illuminated spin button, we can count the number of coins out, the number of coins in the drop, and et cetera, through a menu of a dozen or so meters. We issue a pocket card that gives all of the codes and all of the meter functions here so that you can monitor the play on the machine. One of the most important functions of this is not so much to determine the percentage of the game. And by the way, percentage of the game can always be figured out at any time by simply dividing the coin out meter, the amount on the coin out meter, plus the hand pays. That includes jackpots as well as the hand pay awards that are less than a jackpot. Dividing those two sums, again, the coin outs plus hand pays, by the coin in. That will always give you the percentage of the game. More importantly than that, to a marketing manager, is the fact that we also record and report how many games were won with how many coins in. For instance, how many one-coin games were played, how many two-coin games were played, and how many three-coin games were played. This is very important marketing information because all of these games can very easily be tailored by changing the glass and the program into a two-coin multiplier, if that appears to be more popular for max coin play, or expanded into a six-coin multiplier. It's a very simple and inexpensive conversion, and something that proves popular when it comes to marketing the machines in a competitive environment. You always want to try to respond to what your market is playing, and there really is no way to predict that. That's why these games are designed to be interchangeable. I mentioned that by putting the jackpot reset key in, we clear jackpots, we can read meters, and we can verify last game. By turning it 2 positions and by pushing the illuminated button, the reels will spin back to the last game final stop position, and the winner paid window will show that the first reel is in the 88th stop position, and by pushing the spin button, we can see that the second reel is in the 177th stop position. By depressing the spin button a third time, reel number 3 is in stop 99. By depressing this a fourth time, the display will show that at the time that game was played, we had accumulated 24 credits, and it was a game in which the player had played 3 coins. You can see by the display that it was not a winning combination, and there was no award recognized nor given and shown in the winner paid window. By pushing it again, a 2 will be indicated here, and this shows that we are 2 games back. This is 2 games prior to the one that was displayed on the reel glass. The first reel was in position 162. The second reel was in position 90, and this is the actual reel display. As you notice, the reels have spun and gone back 2 games. The third reel is in position number 61. Again, this doesn't look like a winning combination, but let's check. Pushing it another time shows that I had 4 credits in, and I'd bet 1 credit. And again, it was not an award. It was not a winning combination and did not result in an award paid. Bear in mind, this is 2 games back. I had 4 credits and played 1. Remember, the first game back I verified, we only had the 3 credits. So we had 4 credits. I played 1 when the game was over. I played another credit. That was 3. You can repeat this process for the last 5 games. We are now in game number 3. This is going to be very important to you because on the floor you will run into several last game disputes. One thing to bear in mind is always try and keep straight in your mind that when we're talking about the last game dispute, we are not talking about the current display, the game that's displayed. This is a current game. We are talking about the game that was played previously to this and cannot be seen. That's why we access it with the jackpot reset key.